Okay, welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris Bradley, the pioneer of monthly recurring revenue in the fitness industry. And today's video is an exciting one because we're going to talk about why you need to piss more people off with your marketing, your content, and your overall message. So why do I have to piss more people off? Well, look, I'm going to go into a whole host of reasons, but if we're thinking of a blanket statement, you need to ruffle more feathers because you are blending in with the crowd. People don't even notice you. And dare I say it, you're becoming a non-player character, an NPC, and I do not want that for you because you're here watching our videos, which means you care and you want to do better. So let's fix it. So let's list some key points to this whole video. You're trying to appeal to everyone, which means it's diluting your message. I know how you feel. Today's world is soft. Everybody is soft. Everybody's got a voice. Everybody's allowed to voice their concerns about other people's opinion of them and why they don't like them. It is what it is, but that should not be the reason you stop putting out your unique voice. Because if you don't, you try to appeal to everyone because you don't want to upset anyone, and you end up appealing to no one. And that alone dilutes your message, it dilutes your brand, and it's one of the reasons that people aren't working with you or aren't inquiring with you, because you're just another face in the online coaching space, the gym space, or the personal training space. So to piss people off, the term polarizing gets thrown about a lot. We'll use that today, but like to polarize someone is to make people feel that they're not part of it, or to make them feel that you're alienating them from that message. To make people, like if you think of Andrew Tate, it's to alienate people in order to attract the people that he does want to help. And if that means like going through triggering content and being ruthless and stuff like that, fine. If that's not your style, I'm not advising you act like that. But to polarize people, it helps you. If you think of polarizing people based on your values and your voice, what's going to happen is you're going to piss a bunch of people off, but the people who get triggered by it and like it, they're going to rise to the top. And those people by default are going to come to you and say, I really like that, what you said there. You think of the most polarizing people in the world, you think of Trump, you think of Andrew Tate and these types of people. I'm not saying you have to act like an arsehole, right? What I am saying is that you have to make sure you stand out and voice your thoughts and feelings. Now, you might be sitting watching this going, yeah, but Chris, I'm not that kind of person. I'm not, extroverted and stuff like that. Then fine, you can do it in your own way. Even if you're quiet and you want to hide behind a computer, do a polarizing blog or whatever. Just make sure that when we see your stuff online, we can get a sense of your voice and your opinion. Another key point is like being authoritative, authentic and opinionated builds a stronger community. Because like I said there, if you attract the right people, then you all share the same sort of opinions and same values and same points, and that brings a togetherness to a community like nothing else. Now, I'm not going to go into these other things that do that, but there's a lot of historical communities, shall we say, and movements in the past where they have the most loyal followers ever. You only have to watch a couple of Netflix documentaries to see these groups of people. Again, I'm not suggesting you start that kind of cult. What I'm saying is that if the reason that they are so successful in the way that they want to be successful is they've created a tribe of people who are passionate, and usually at the head of that is a polarizing figure. So I'm not saying we want to recreate that, but I'm saying we have to learn from it and understand that, if that helps move people from a human psychology point of view and an influence point of view, then we have to take shades of it, especially if you've got big goals. So I want you to write this down. It's better to be loved by a few and liked by many in business. Now, I really need you to think about that, and like this will come through maturity when running a business. Like eventually you're going to get to a point where you look to your left and look to your right and go, man, I've only got a handful of people around about me here. You might sit there and say, oh, I've got hundreds of pals, and it's like, are they pals? Or give it time. So like it's better to be loved, and I'm going to talk about sort of concept later on that I shared with my clients a couple of months back, and it's really good. Kind of touches on this in more detail, but like it's better to be loved by a few than liked by many in business. Now, when you think of that, as you go through your Instagram and you go through your social media, and you're in a gym with other coaches and stuff, it's good to be acquainted with people, and they're your peers, but you don't have to be liked by many. This isn't high school. Another key point is like embracing a bit of controversy, of course, is going to help increase engagement in your marketing. Now, of course, this has to feel authentic to you, and I'll be drumming this home this full video, but embracing controversy can increase engagement. At the end of the day, it's to get eyeballs on your stuff, to educate them on what it is. More often than not, you'll see these people who are overly controversial, and a big thing is that they get you in, they take you through their ecosystem before eventually you end up buying from them, because everybody's got something to sell. Next point is you can't help everyone. So focus on who you can help. And if you're putting out your opinions in a slightly polarising way, or very polarising way, but at the end of the day, you're putting your opinions out and your values, then it shows you who you can help, because you need to get over this notion that you can help everyone. Now, when you qualify as a PT and stuff, you're like, I want to help everyone and anyone. And it's like, no, like that's fine, but give it a couple of months, give it a year. And you can't help everyone. You simply can't, right? So in order for you to maximise your efficiency in business and the time that you put in to working on your business, to improving it, to growing it, it has to be in line with who you can help. Otherwise you're wasting your time. So before I go into the rest of the stuff, like all of that stuff said, like the reason I'm filming this video is because I'm noticing more and more that personal trainers, online coaches are becoming bland copycats of themselves, and I really don't want it to happen. So like, in order for you to stand out, an easy thing is literally just saying what's on your mind, speaking your mind, because you don't have to create that. It's literally on your thoughts. So just say it and have the confidence to do so. So here's some deeper thoughts with this. Like I know you're probably thinking, yeah, Chris, but how would I go about that from the sense of what my personality is like? And it's like, being polarizing takes confidence. You have to be a confident guy or girl to have those thoughts, because you have to be prepared for people to disagree with you. So I get that, but I need you to do it in your own way. I need you to do it in a way that you feel comfortable doing. Start small, build the confidence, and then after a while you just won't care. When I think of sharing my thoughts, I always think of like a toddler, and then I always think of like a grandpa and granny, and I think to myself, like, they're two of the most savage people in the world. Is a toddler will just say like, you know, Dad, why are you fat? And then a granddad will just be like, why are you fat, hen? Right? And it's because they don't care. The toddler is unaware. They don't know that they just say what they see. Granny and granddad are just, they've lived long enough to the point they're just like, there's no point in pulling any prisons anymore. Like, life is life, and you only get a certain amount of time. So like, I'm not saying we act like a toddler or a granny and granddad. I'm saying that we have to take parts of the granny and granddad in the sense that, do you know what I mean? We only get one life. Like, speak your mind. The other thought is like, your unique voice is your biggest asset in a crowded market. Your voice, and yet if you're not putting that voice out there, you're not showcasing you as the person that drives people to want to work with you. If you're just another face in the crowd, you don't have a unique selling point, you don't have a unique brand or voice, no one's going to come to you. Next thought is like, it's actually very liberating. Stopping trying to please everyone. The feeling you'll get in the morning when you wake up, the feeling when you're writing content, the feeling when you're out with your family and friends, that liberating feeling was enough for you to build momentum into your business. And you know, when you're trying to create content, build, you know, launches and, you know, all these types of things, usually you've got this little voice in your head of what people will think of it. Whereas if you are already putting your own opinion out there, you're speaking your mind, you're not going to have those kind of like metaphorical handcuffs or those kind of voices in your head, because you're just going to say it and do it and keep going with that. And see, when you do that, it promotes execution, and see, when you're executing, you're going to keep winning. The next thought is, strong opinions attract strong-minded people. If you want airy-fairy people, speak airy-fairy. It's that simple. If you've got a strong opinion, you're going to get someone who takes it. And this is what I love about strong people and strong-minded people, is they get triggered by the comment, they get annoyed by it, but they take it away from it and they do something about it. Or they dissect the triggering piece of content that you say, and they go, that's not for me, that is for me, and wow, he's speaking to me and I hate him, right? And that, what that does there, and this is the whole point of this video, I guess, in the way to be polarizing and to speak your mind, that gets people moving, because it speaks to them, and it speaks to their head, it speaks to their heart. And when you speak to their head and heart, they do things with their hands or they move their feet. In other words, they do a thing, they change. You have triggered a change in someone, and isn't that why we're all in this space in the first place? So let's talk about added benefits of continuing to push this voice out. I know I've mentioned a lot of positives to it, but let's talk about the added benefits if you keep doing it. Number one is personal branding. Like, a massive thing that's been happening recently is personal branding is going higher and higher. You've got your business brand, your personal brand. If you want to appear in podcasts, if you want to get on stage, if you want people to be drawn to you as the CEO of your company, like, at least have something to say. Have some, like, why would, this is what I ask a lot of my coaches, is like, why would someone get you on a podcast? What would the topic be? What would the headline be? And if you can't think of something, then you're not sharing your polarising opinions and you're not getting your voice out there. The other added benefit is authenticity in your marketing. If you're pushing your opinion out there, then you're being truly authentic. And when you have that authenticity as the kind of North Star that all your content goes through, like, you'll be unstoppable. The next thing, as I mentioned earlier, is the concept of 1,000 true fans. But the idea is 1,000 true fans. Like, if you can attract 1,000 true fans, I want you to think about this right now, and you can do some maths, right? But if you want to attract 1,000 people to your service who are true fans over the course of 5 years, let's even go 5 years or 3 years, whatever, 3, 4 years, 5 years. And I want you to think of your price point that you charge, okay? And I want you to think about the lifetime value and how long you keep clients. So for example, right, to make it simple, you're £200 a month. You typically keep someone for 12 months. That's £2,400, right? I want you to think, right, if you were to get 1,000 of them over a 3, 4, 5 year period, what would your earnings be? Yearly, monthly? Think about that. Can we attract 1,000 true fans? That concept makes me excited. That concept is almost like your business model. It's like, how many people do we need? What's the price point? Now think about that. Okay, and how to attract 1,000 true fans is quite simply start with the founder, you, with that voice. The last part of little added benefit is like the psychology of people belonging and having a group identity. So we have these t-shirts, MRR stackers, because our coaches, we want to instill this persona in them that, look, if you focus on monthly recurring revenue, it means that you give a shit about your clients. It means that you focus on recurring before you think about sales. It means that you work towards retaining clients and shutting the back door of your business for recurring revenue principles. Those principles are what guide you in everyday business. Think about that. So we have our community as the MRR stackers. You have to have your community working towards something. Okay, so what's practical ways that we could implement this? Well, you could take a strong stance on fitness topics. You could share your unpopular opinion about certain workouts and things like that, certain trending topics, you know, nutrition, training, lifestyle stuff, any kind of things that you feel is a waste of money. You can quite simply say what's on your mind and what frustrates you about the industry. Now, there's a way to do this polarising stuff without coming across as negative. Have your opinion. Don't just slate things for the sake of it. Have your opinion on it. Now, I'll tell you a little story about my experience with this, because I'm not sitting here saying that I've always did this. For the first 3 years of coaching, I was scared to piss anybody off and I never had an opinion or a voice. I get people unfollow me on social media quite a lot. And I'm not the most polarising guy in the world, by the way. I just have an opinion. And recently I actually asked my clients, I said, what was the main reason that you joined our service? And we took a vote, various different reasons. And the number one reason was triggering content. Meaning that whatever I had said, whatever strategy I had put out there from a marketing point of view, it triggered those individuals. But guess what? It triggered them into action. I even had someone, he's my second longest serving, in fact, he's my longest serving client, actually came to me and went, I used to hate you. And we talk about lifetime value and the amount of, like, the true fan element. Has travelled up to Glasgow over 10 times from, you know, just pretty much south of England. And, you know, as a major part of what we do in our program and in our community. So I'm not saying it's the only way, by the way, just triggering people, because some people won't react to it. But all I'm saying is like, you know, when you have this voice, you'll alienate people, and some of them will come back round and go, I just wasn't ready to hear that. But now it's sinking in. And I needed to hear that. See those words there? I needed to hear that. That's when you know your polarising opinions and voice is working. So let's finish this up. To end, remember that polarising doesn't mean being intentionally hurtful or offensive to people. It's about confidently expressing your genuine beliefs and methods, even if, and especially if they go against the grain. The goal is to attract ideal clients, not to create enemies for the sake of it, just for some clout. Always maintain professionalism and respect when you're sharing your controversial opinions. And I want you to write this down, and I'm going to read it here. You're not vanilla ice cream, trying to appeal to everyone. You're ghost pepper chocolate, intense, unforgettable, and perfect for those who crave it. Cheesy, I know, but you're getting one more. Don't be a Swiss Army knife of fitness. Be a specialised surgical tool, precise, powerful, and irreplaceable for the right job. Hope you enjoyed that video. As you can probably tell, I hope, if you look at any other business coaches in the fitness industry, they probably don't deliver it like that. They might have fancier things, but they don't have the same voice as me, and I confidently back that. And I want you to, after this video, please take notes. If I've triggered you, I'm sorry. I'll probably see you in 6 months' time, and you'll probably pay me money to join their amazing programs. If not, you watch the video anyway and give me a view. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you want to share it, screenshot this part, put it on your story, share the love, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you in the next video.